A local event is designed to serve and bring together all segments of our community and is a key component of a vibrant, diverse, and exciting downtown. All the details for the Farmers Curb Market is coming up on Polk Place. Hello and welcome to Polk Place. I'm your host, Dion Spires. Today in studio we have Julie Townsend, the Executive Director of the Lakeland Downtown Development Authority, and Brittany Melson, the Fresh Access Bucks Coordinator for the Downtown Farmers Curb Market. Thank you guys for being here today to talk about your event coming up. So we're going to get into your event in just a second, but I want to start out letting everyone know who you guys are and what your involvement is with the Farmers Market. So Julie, we'll start with you.
Well, I'm the director of the Lakeland Downtown Development Authority, and we own and operate the market. We began the market about 12 years ago in downtown Lakeland, and it's been thriving ever since.
Great. And Brittany, what's your involvement with the market?
I run the Fresh Access Bucks tent, so individuals who have SNAP cards can redeem their SNAP cards for tokens that they can use with various produce vendors. And I also run them. It's also the market information booth, so people can come and get information about being a vendor or who's here today, that kind of thing.
Nice. And that's a pretty new program, is that Fresh Access Bucks, and it's really unique, I feel like, to a farmer's market. How did that come about, and what exactly is it in depth, so that the viewers understand?
The Fresh Access Bucks, so individuals who have a SNAP card, they can go to the tent and they can redeem it and get tokens so that they can spend it at various vendors. But we're special because we have a program where if they spend up to $10, they will get up to $10 of matching funds that they can use for produce from locally grown farmers, farmers who are growing it locally. So they get 10 matching dollars per week.
Wow. That's really cool that you guys are kind of expanding that so that everyone kind of has that opportunity to get involved with the farmers market, because I feel like most farmers market programs probably don't have a thing like that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. What happened when food stamps transitioned from paper to electronic, it was much more difficult for the farmers to accept those benefits because you have to buy a terminal and you have to have Wi-Fi and access, and so it became cost prohibitive for those folks to do that. So what we've done is we've taken on that expense, and so the SNAP recipients would come to us and swipe their card, and as Brittany pointed out, they don't get cash back because we can't give them cash. So we trade the benefits that they're taking out of their account, much like an ATM machine. We give them tokens that they go and spend, so dollar for dollar matching what they're taking out of their account. And then the Fresh Access Bucks program, which is part of Florida Organic Growers, we were a part of a large grant throughout the state. That gives us dollars that we can match their benefits up to $10 per day per Saturday, since we're open only on Saturdays. Mm-hmm. And then those dollars that we give them can only be spent on fresh Florida grown produce. The dollars that they take out of their own accounts can be spent on cheese and bread and all the same things that they'd normally be able to spend with their SNAP benefits. But our dollars, the matching dollars, since it is a Department of Agriculture grant and Florida Organic Growers, it's only Florida grown produce. So it really opens the door for a whole new set of customers for our vendors, both produce vendors and other food vendors, since they can use their benefits on all the other SNAP eligible items. But it just introduces the market to a whole new customer base, and then it provides that service so that folks who do really want to shop locally and support local have the opportunity to do that at the farmers market.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm from Lakeland, so I know how big of a deal the farmers market really is to that community. So it's great that it is starting to include that different audience there.
Yes.
Because I have friends that when I was in college, they really thrive on the farmers market. It's like Saturday morning, that's where they're going, and that's awesome. For people who aren't from Lakeland that are viewing this, give me a little bit of information on what kind of things that they're going to find at the farmers market. What is the farmers market? Because I know there's a huge variety.
Yes. There's a large variety. So there's produce vendors, there's food vendors, there's artisans who make jewelry and photography and pottery. and there's plant sellers. So there's a wide variety of vendors at the market.
Yeah, we have about 95 different vendors that are signed up to participate in the market at any given time. About 80 of those are what we consider full-time people that do their very best to come every single Saturday. So I would say maybe 65 to 70 per Saturday are there. Yes. And we fill many blocks of the streets in downtown on North Kentucky, and we also take a portion of Bay Street. And so we close down the streets, fill the streets with vendors, and then the customers come out and really support these local folks who are making their own goods, either whether it's spaghetti sauce or their own breads that they're baking, or jewelry and other types of artwork. So it's really a family kind of atmosphere. People love to come out and see their favorite vendors and talk about what's happened in the last week, and just it's very there's a lot of good things happening at the market.
Yeah. What kind of turnout do you guys generally have each week? Do you have numbers on that, or is it even measured?
Yeah, it's difficult. We try to go around sometimes with a counter and count, and there's systems that you can, techniques that you can use. But, we've estimated the crowds to be probably about 3,000 on every Saturday. It is open from 8 to 2, so it's a long day. Mm-hmm. But, the streets, it gets really, really busy from 10 to about 1.
Yes.
And but we do have our early birds who want to get up early and get there at 8 o'clock to make sure that they get the best picks of the produce, and it's cooler in the morning hours. Obviously a lot less pedestrian traffic between 8 and 10. But there's certain things that if you don't make it there that early in the morning, you miss out on. So you got to show up early and get your goods.
Yeah. Get your fresh eggs or your bread. We have one vendor who she's there for about 2 hours and then she sells out. She sells bread. So a lot of people like to get there early to get the best picks.
Definitely. Yeah, and I know a lot of people that go down there specifically for that organic and that fresh produce and stuff, because it's really unique to the area that you can find it so easily right there in downtown. Mm-hmm. You guys have been doing the farmers market for some years now, from my understanding. How did it come about, and how long has it been going?
It's been going on for about 12 years. It started off well before I started with the Lakeland Downtown Development Authority, but it was really designed to get more people to come downtown on Saturdays. It's always a way to drive traffic to downtown when either the Downtown Development Authority or the Lakeland Downtown, the Downtown Lakeland Partnership, does any kind of event or activity. It's all under the pretense of driving traffic to downtown and getting folks to experience what, not only the shops and businesses that are there, but just the atmosphere in Munn Park and just the overall experience of downtown. So the market, years and years ago, I guess, when Lakeland was first established, there was a farmer's market that existed in the Bay Street parking lot area, which, so that's where the market originated. And being in a parking lot was very hot, there was no shade, the Florida heat kind of beat down on our vendors, and so they moved it to the State Promenade at the Curtis Peterson building. And then just a few years ago, probably 5 years ago, I think, we moved it into the streets, mainly for expansion purposes because we were just out of room. And now it's really just thrived. We've got 3 full city blocks of vendors each Saturday. And so moving it into the street and having that ability to have everyone walk sort of down the center of it and experience it on both sides sort of made the difference and helped it grow.
Yeah, that's amazing that you guys have expanded that far. It's insane to me how many vendors you guys have out there.
Yeah, and we have a large waiting list.
I'm sure. Yeah.
And so if we could take up 2 more city blocks, we could easily do so. But that's with restrictions from our fire department and other things, we're struggling with where to grow.
Yeah. Now you guys have 1 month in the year that you're not open. When is that, so that people don't come out and get a little disappointed?
Well, we're closed in August.
Okay.
At some point we used to be closed in July and August, but we ended up reaching back into July. But August is really hot, obviously.
Yeah.
But a lot of the produce vendors, that's not their season, and if they don't have things to sell, we want to stay true to sort of the farmers market mentality, even though we have an amazing amount of other types of vendors that are making their own goods, and it's an application process, so it's not just, you know, call us up and we'll give you a space. You have to meet a certain level of criteria in order to be invited to participate. So, but we do want to make sure we have that balance, and so, you know, it gives everybody kind of a break, and then we get to have a grand reopening in September every year, so that's a lot of fun.
So do you guys have any kind of sponsors or partnerships that you have aside from the Downtown Lakeland partnership that helps put this on?
For the market itself?
Yeah.
Well, the Lakeland Downtown Development Authority owns and operates the market. We do have partners with the Fresh Access Bucks program. We actually partnered, in order to get this whole thing started, we needed manpower. One of the struggles of starting the SNAP program for the market in general was staffing the booth, because there has to be someone there ready to swipe that card for that customer and exchange those tokens. So we struggled with that, and we partnered with Florida Southern's Enactus group. It's a business group at that college, and they took on the challenge of working with us to get SNAP started at the market, and then also starting this whole Fresh Access Bucks program. So they were able to provide the volunteer hours to man the booth to get the program started. So, and then Mosaic was our first sponsor for the program. We didn't have the funds yet to do the matching dollars because we had missed the grant cycle with Florida Organic Growers. So Mosaic stepped up and gave us a $5,000 grant to get our Fresh Access Bucks program started. And then the next year we were able to piggyback on the larger grant. And so now we have a $10,000 grant each year for 3 years to fund this matching dollars program. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah, that's amazing. Now, the farmers market is a great way for people to come together and just be together in downtown, but also to discover kind of new businesses that maybe don't have their means to get their own place yet. I know 2 places that come to mind are Crap Art, which was a recycled art project kind of place that she ended up getting on her feet and getting a building, and the Poor Porker is a huge success story that I believe started at the farmers market. So it's pretty cool to see local artists and bakers and that sort of thing kind of merging into their own business and really gaining a following from that.
And Simple Vintage Scout and Tag, they were a vendor as well, and now they have not just 1 space but 2 spaces, and they're still kind of part of the market because they're just off to the side, but they have their, you know, permanent location.
Yeah, they have a permanent location on Kentucky, which is in the footprint of the market, and actually Jessie Carl is another vendor. She was a part-time vendor, and her business is old records and you know, so you can go and find Kiss records and ABBA records and all that kind of stuff at her booth. And now she is about to open a location just off Pine Street, which is very close to the footprint of the market as well. So we've got, you know, several success stories that certainly it's not the market that did it. They worked hard and built their own business, but it's a great place to sort of be an incubator to make sure that the products that you're selling are something that people are willing to buy on a regular basis and in enough volume that you can actually afford to open a retail space and man that and take all the encumbrances that come with that kind of business. So we're definitely sort of a incubator space, and several of those businesses also worked through Catapult, which is a great project with LEDC, Lakeland Economic Development Council, that helps entrepreneurs, you know, get their businesses started. So I know Poor Porker was a part of that organization before they launched into their own. So we're really excited about the kinds of small businesses that we can help start, and then the fact that they're coming back to downtown as their location is, like, you know, just icing on the cake.
Yeah, definitely. It's certainly making Lakeland a really cool place to live. I can say that myself, and a lot of people seem to agree. So.
They do. It is. It is.
Yeah. So you guys are doing a great thing with that. I'm really looking forward to going out there because I've been out a few times myself, and hopefully you guys will continue your success with it. So thank you guys for being here to talk about it.
Thanks so much.
The Farmers Curb Market is a positive force in bringing people downtown to purchase fresh produce, plants, and local handcrafted items. It's open every Saturday from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. The 11-month market, closed in August, is a showcase for the talents and work of local artisans and local growers. Located on the 200 block of North Kentucky Avenue, the Farmers Curb Market is free. The Downtown Farmers Curb Market is a project of the Lakeland Downtown Development Authority. For more information, look them up on the web at downtownfarmerscurbmarket.org.